Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is your favorite warlock, practicing necromancer. And today I want to kind of give you an update on reading lists. Okay. Now, a while back, I believe it was roughly about last year, around December area, I had, if not earlier this past, this month of January 2026, I had posted that I had ordered a new book that was coming in sometime this month. And I want to say I ordered this book last December, and it took a little while for it to get here. Um, I recommended a few other books to go along with it. And I do have those books out in bags out in the living room, where I do most of my reading in my recliner with my nice little lamp and keep all the lights off. Fucking love it. I only use this desk when I'm doing videos or I'm taking notes and researching stuff and trying to cross reference. But, or I'm mixing herbs and stuff like that for alchemical purposes, for rituals and stuff. But outside of that, you know, only time I use this desk. Now, what's interesting is I finally got this book in. And I had recommended a few other books to you that I would have recommended to you. And so to find this book, I thought it was kind of cool. Looked interesting to me, so I bought it. That's why I spend my own money, just because I can. I mean, what the hell am I going to do with it? I mean, I'm a single guy, I'm a practitioner. Comes with the territory. But it gives me a lot of time to research and a lot of time to do reading and practice what I love doing. So anyways, let's get into this. So, most of you have heard The Forbidden Rites, a necromancer's manual of the 15th century by Richard Keffer. Okay, that's this book right here. Does a lot of stuff with the system of the MS system of experimentation. Goes back to roughly the 13th century. Some claim the 11th century. Talks about the seven forbidden arts on pages 32 and 33. But there's a lot of experimentation, and I really love that about his work and how he collected the MS experimentations and alchemical practices. Really, really loved it. So when I got recommended years ago some books, I ended up going out and getting them. One of the best ones, if you really want to get away from the BS, is the three books of occult philosophy by Agrippa. And if you want to pick up the one that's forwarded by, I believe it was, I'm trying to remember who forwarded here. It was edited by Tarl Warwick back in 2016. So I finally got my hands on it. And it was actually a very good book, and it's the fourth book of occult philosophy by Agrippa. Now, those three books are okay if you want to get into the alchemical practice. And as I posted earlier today, or this afternoon, a lot of people have heard about the Philosopher's Stone. But most people do not want to perform the alchemy to become it. Okay? So I got my hands on this little book right here. Finally, it came in today, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading it. I've been waiting quite a few weeks for this book. It's called the Munich Manual of Demonic Magic, and I'm really looking forward to it. It deals with the scriptor and his curse, the circle and the name, the hierarchy of shadows, the seals of summoning, and quite a bit more, like the rites of conjuration and stuff like that. So, I mean, even Subjugation, The Seals of Subjugation, The Voice in the Flame. These are just titles of chapters. The Invisible Choir. And we all know that there's certain demons that show up with trumpets. Um, you know, those that summon the hierarchy saying, hey, guess who's coming to dinner? If you're into Goetic magic and dealing with grimoires and the Goetia, the Lesser Key of Solomon. So there's a lot that goes into this and deals with protections. Let's go into banishings and a whole bunch of other fun stuff that you got to do. It's not just about alchemy. It's not just about herbalism. It's not about understanding geometric shapes, and how to perform evocations and invocations. It's a matter of having the understanding of alchemy, spiritual alchemy, and infernal alchemy practices, because that's where everything starts. Anybody who's gotten into witchcraft, like Wicca or paganism, is going to tell you change starts within. Okay? That means you got to begin with yourself. There's a reason why it's called self-mastery. So there are other books that I do recommend if you're going to get into these ones. That's going to help you with spiritualism, going to help you with understanding the grimoire systems, especially those that are most talked about in occult circles, such as the Constitution of Pope Honorius, the Grand Grimoire, the Grimoire of... what the hell's that guy's name? I forgot his name. You watch, I'll remember it in a little while, and I'm gonna have to go right back and kick myself in the ass for it. But then you get into the Sacred Magic of Abramelin the Mage and stuff like that. Things that the Black Raven, the Red Book of Appen, and you've got all these beings that you can work with, all these different rituals and sigils and stuff like that you can draw and work with to summon them. Now, the ironic part is when you get into the grimoire systems, you're going to go into things like the Secrets of Solomon. You're going to go into the True Black Magic, or you're going to go into the Grimorium Vernum. Okay? These are grimoires that are well known in occult communities and are practiced. A lot of people are going to go, wow, they're so corrupted and incomplete. It's not up to the author to complete rituals for you. It is up to you to learn the rituals and how to perform them. Every practitioner has their own method and their own method of performing rituals. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that are constant, and there are things that are not. You look back at, say, for an example, if you Google necromancy, you're going to see two friars standing in a cemetery in the circle of empowerment with a triangle of evocation in front of them, with a grist bag full of smelly herbs and a manifested spirit in front of them. Okay? Like I said, you go into the doctrines of... the doctrines of high witchcraft, I believe. No, not high witchcraft. It's doctrines and magical practices, I believe. It's by Eliphas Levi. And you're going to see his complete story of his one and only time performing necromancy. Scared him so bad he went back into Hermetics, never to touch black magic again. So even Francis Barrett touched on it in the Magus, So there's a lot of things that you can do within this stuff. So when you get into grimoires, there are some books like Richard Keffer's book that I would recommend to you. There's Spirit Conjuration. I forget the name of the author, but it's a very, very good book. It's a philosophical look at... It's kind of dry, so keep that in mind. It's very, very dry, and but it's highly intellectual, and it will challenge your thought forms, your thought processes on how to work with the grimoires. It's called Spirit Conjuration. Okay? Remember that. I may take a photo of them and post them on my channel, all of them together, probably tomorrow. But then you have the Faustian, the history of Faustian, of Faust, which is by Elizabeth M. Butler. That's one T, by the way. Butler. And she's actually written quite a few good books. And this one here teaches you about the Faustbach, the Faustian deals, about how it was seen and been seen and perceived throughout the century since the 15th century. Very, very good book. She was perhaps one of the greatest authors of medieval Latin and medieval grimoire magical systems, especially with working with demons and making deals and pacts. Another book by her is The History of Black Magic, or Ritual Magic, I believe it's called. Like I said, I'm going to have to pull those books out of one of those bags out there, and all my bookshelves are packed full, double rowed and stacked upon as well. And I got literally, as you can see, bags full of books. I got like 13 bags out there just on books alone, and I'm still collecting books and reading and studying because I love to learn new avenues of practices. So, but these books here I thought would benefit you the most. I thought that they would enlighten you the most. And like I said, I finally got this book in. I'm highly looking forward to delving into that tonight. And it's only... apologize. And it was my son's mother calling in. Probably got her groceries now, or that she paid some bill. I don't know. But I don't really care. But anyways, this is a 90-page book. And like I said, it's by Thomas Redfern. That's fear with an N at the end. Redfern. So, very, very interesting book. I liked how it was perceived on TikTok. No, not TikTok. It was Amazon. It was very, very well priced. And it had a lot of topics that really interested me personally. Things that I've been working with, things that I've been getting into as a practicing necromancer. And things that I've been working on, like I said in my last video, I've been getting into vessel augmentation, metabolical augmentation, crimson, practices, meaning blood sorcery, and dealing with blood augmentation as well, getting into psionics and a lot of other practices. So when I came across that book within the last month, it was like, okay, this sounds interesting. I want to get it. So I spent, I believe it was roughly about $16 to $20 with shipping and handling. Very, very good price. I'm not trying to sell you a lot of horse shit, so I'm not that kind of guy. So I'm just telling it to you the way it is. So I found it interesting, and like I said, I'm going to read you the back of it real fast, and I think it will help you understand what I mean by it. Delve into the shadowed corridors of forgotten knowledge with the Munich Manual of Demonic Magic, a meticulously reconstructed grimoire of ritual invocation and ancient sorcery, drawing upon rare manuscripts and the careful observations of the scripter. This book reveals the methods by which practitioners of the occult summoned, bound, and interacted with entities beyond the veil of the mundane world. From the fundamental circles of power to the hidden techniques of breath, flame, and reflection. Each chapter immerses the reader in the art of discipline of controlling unforeseen forces. Detailed instructions, atmospheric guidance, and the ethical frameworks necessary for practice are interwoven with historical insights and practical observations, creating a work both instructional and contemplative. Through 20 chapters of atmospheric depth, the manual explores the veil of silence, flames, and binding. Mirrors of Revelation and the Final Seal, illustrating the delicate balance between power, restraint, and responsibility. This is not a book for the faint-hearted. It is an invitation into a world where Intention shapes reality, and mastery demands precision, patience, and respect for the forces unseen. Now, if you go into the Munich manuscripts, that goes into a lot of other things. But whereas Agrippa's work is more working with the elements, stones, powders, and stuff like that. Very, very good combination of books. And like I said, dealing with meditations, dealing with things like Tai Chi, Qigong, calisthenics, things like Taoism, it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of focus. And when you're performing rituals, there's a lot of observations that you've got to take into effect and account to be able to perform sorcery. And this is stuff that you'll learn, as your career progresses. These are just some books that I thought I would recommend to you that would put you on the right path. And like I said, one that I really look forward to getting into because it deals with silence, it deals with meditation, reflection. And like I've said in past videos, and I know other occult practitioners have mentioned the fact that you're dealing with projection, remote viewing, and astral projection practices. And most other practices derive from these three. So these are the starting points that you want to start with. So these things here will get you started and hopefully get you on the path to where you want to be in life as a better practitioner, as a better ambassador, if you will, to the demons, working with them, representing them in this world, and so forth. But a lot of times it's about self-mastery, self-evolution, and apotheosis. And sadly, most people, like I said, they've heard of the Philosopher's Stone, but they don't want to work towards it. And that's why I recommend alchemy, spiritual alchemy, and internal alchemy, rather, because those practices are going to be there for you the most. Because it is your journey, you're the one that's going to step up to the plate and do the work. Okay? Your path is not my path, and my path is not yours. We may have similar goals, we may have similar path workings, but that's as far as it goes. We work with the spirits of the infernal. We do not try to control them. We do not try to subjugate them. We work with them for a reason. We've chosen to work with the forces of darkness. We've chosen to better ourselves. And the more we learn, the better we are. So there it is. All right. I want to thank Kelly Jocelyn for jumping on here with me. I did see her coming on here earlier. And let me see here. I work with a number of different demonic entities, critical too. I work with the Orisha. I work with the Santa Morte. I work with demonics, jinn, even my own ancestors. I work with spirits of the dead. I even work with some of the old pagan gods. Satan is considered to be the ruler of the underworld, and that's only because of the poetical texts. The outside of that, he is fulfilling an office. There is nowhere in the Bible does it say that Satan is the enemy of God. Nowhere in the Bible does it say he is a murderer. That is just the figment of the rudimentary, dumbass bullshit put forth by the JCI. If you follow angelology, you'll see that he is the chief Grigori. He is a watcher angel. He is the one that went into the kingdom and said, hey, your people are not living right for you. He is the tempter, the one that went and tempted the man. He was not an enemy of God. He did not fall from the heavens. He was not shunned. The only angel to be cast out and fell from the heavens, or basically just fell from the heavens, as the scripture says, is Lucifer, son of the morning, which is associated with Phosphoros in ancient Greek, or Prometheus, stealing the flame of the gods and giving it to mankind. That's the only angel that has ever been seen as the bad guy. the one who fell. And that's most of the time misinterpreted by people that lack knowledge, people who have basically been fed a load of horse shit, manure, because they're too lazy to get off their ass and do their own fucking research. So they just take things at face value and run with it because they want someplace to belong. Got your coffee there, Jocelyn. Awesome. Yeah, I'll be making my coffee here shortly because I got to go watch the dogs overnight while their mama goes to work, because Huskies can't be left for more than 5 minutes without keeping everybody else up and trashing the place. Yeah, that's why I got it too, because I think that it's going to be a great addition to my library. And as you know, Kelly, I love to learn and explore new avenues and everything like that. So I'm back to doing what I love doing this year. And guess what? Nothing's going to hinder me. Hell, I even left the corporate world just to get away from that load of BS and focus on what I love doing. 13 months and counting since I have become an independent consultant. Woohoo! Love it. Oop. But anyways, like I said, I wanted to come under here and kind of drop this gnosis on you and kind of show you these are the books that I recommend. Now, also, there are two things that I do utilize a lot. One of them is this little gizmo here. It is the Black Scrying Mirror, which I sit here and I meditate to. And then on top of that, I've been working with a new tarot card deck that I got from Charmed over in Brewer, Maine. For those of you who live here in the state of Maine, that's a metaphysical Wiccan pagan shop. I believe it's the only one in the area since Cocopelli's closed back before COVID or during COVID. I'm not really sure when, because it's been a while since I've been into that store. But, yeah, it's the only one in this area that actually is still open. There used to be one up on Main Road in Vesey, just around the corner by Pat's Pizza, but they closed down, and now it's an arcade place. So, I believe the next nearest place would be down in Stonington, which is a spiritual retreat. Outside of that, probably Portland, Augusta area. So, I don't know. I'm not really into the big circles of communities here in Maine. I mostly keep to myself. And there's a reason for that, because a lot of practitioners don't like necromancers. They don't like warlocks because we're seen as the bad guys. So that's why I said this path is always for, not for the faint of heart, but it's also for solitary practice. And you're going to be spending a lot of time alone. So with that said, I have linked these books and the name of them down in the description box for you. I've been asked, she just chimed in saying, can you come take the dogs? I didn't catch the whole thing, but it's all right. I don't really care. My time isn't until 5:30, so they can go fuck. I don't really care. Because I have to be there overnight. So, anyways, with that said, I always try to leave you with a lot of knowledge. I try to leave you guys with apotheosis that's going to benefit you. And I leave you with two rules. The first is always whatever you practice or preach, back it up with numerous sources and references. And I've done that yet again. Second of all, always make yourself available to the public. Okay? Because you are responsible for the things that you do and say. Not only because you represent the demons and the beings that you work with, but also the fact that you represent an elder within the community. So you are seen as an elder, especially if you are a minister. Okay? I'm an archbishop, legally ordained, a multi-faith archbishop, and I have a doctorate of divinity that I've earned. Okay? I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly growing knowledge-wise. And that's benefiting me. Okay? Me, my practices, and the way I represent these entities and these beings and what they are trying to do in this world, not just for what I'm trying to do in this world. All right? We all have our own agendas. We all have our own perspectives and goals. A lot of times it's a matter of give and take. It is that way. So, with that said, I'm going to get my ass off here and get ready to go grab the dogs. You know, Ember, Duke, and Opal. They're going to make a lot of ruckus when I show up. They always do. They miss me. They love me. Because I'm the guy that takes care of them, takes them for long, long walks. Doesn't matter if it's rain, snow, sleet, you know, freezing cold weather. I take them out on the trails. Love it. Take them to the dog park, let them run until they can't do it no more. Everybody else just hides in a warmed car. I guess I was built for the cold, as my son's mother put it. I'm built for the outdoors. I love bushcraft. I love being out on the trails in the woods. Hell, I got the scar from an animal attack to prove it. You know, so. And I'm still doing it. I'm still going out there and doing it. Why? Because I love it. It's like doing the occult. I love performing rituals. I love working with demons. I love working with the folk saints. I love working with the pagan gods because they got so much to teach, so much to learn. And all they require is your trust, your loyalty, and to do stuff for them when they ask. It's that give and take, you know, perspective. You know, dogs will protect you as much as you protect them. You take care of them, they take care of you. One of the things I've told people when I've helped them understand their dog breeds is an alpha is only as good as the pack, and the pack is only as good as the alpha. You work together in unison as a team. Yes, you have one leader, just like a sheik, just like a spiritual father. I have a sheik. I have a spiritual father. I've got patrons and patronesses that I work with and I listen to. One of the big things that I'm trying to do is find an ancestor within my own family lineage that is not a Christian. That is something that I've petitioned my patrons for. So time will tell on that aspect. But I do work with spirits and I do work with demons. You don't like it? Not my problem. It's my path, not yours. So like I said, whatever you preach, back it up with numerous sources and references, and always make yourself available to the public. You're responsible for the things that you do and say. All right? Have a good night, a good day, and don't live your life by fear. Step into the unknown areas and elevate yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. They're going to be envious of you. It is you who's growing beyond them. They're staying in stagnation, which is why they hate you. This is why they attack you. They fear you because you're growing. You're not remaining in stagnation like they are. So elevate yourself. All right? Have a good day and a good night. If you like what I do, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that notification button, and you'll be notified the next time I come on. All right? I'm out. Have a good one.